Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this one, we're going to be doing something that Google says leads to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. Comparing our net worth and specifically going over the average net worth by age. And this video is actually inspired by this clip right here.
If you're a guy in your 20s and you don't have a Lamborghini, you should actually sit down and have like a serious discussion with yourself.
Just kidding. Kinda. I actually saw this article recently which said over 44% of Americans couldn't afford an unexpected $1,000 expense because we're just not wired to save. And this got me thinking, what's the average net worth of everybody in America? What are all the debt payments we have? What are all the assets we have? Are we in a good spot to buy a house, have a family, or one day retire? So before we get started, let's go over what net worth actually is. It takes all of your assets and then subtracts your liabilities. And this is where a lot of people make a mistake. See, net worth doesn't have anything to do with your salary, rather how much you actually end up keeping at the end of the day. You could meet someone who makes $500,000 a year, but also spends $500,000 a year, and their net worth is zero. They're actually broke. While on the other hand, someone could make just $50,000 a year, save and invest half their salary, and have a much higher net worth. So let's go over an example of how to calculate your net worth, starting with your assets. Let's say you have a $500,000 house, a $35,000 car, $50,000 in an investment account, and $10,000 in cash and watches. Your total assets would be $595,000, and that's not your net worth. See, now we need to calculate your total liabilities. You might have a $350,000 mortgage, a $25,000 car loan, a $25,000 student loan, and $5,000 in credit card debt. That means that your total debt or liabilities is $405,000. And now we subtract your total assets of $595,000 minus your total liabilities of $405,000, and we're left with $190,000. That would be your net worth. Now, is that good or bad? It really depends on your age. Now, there's actually one other thing that you need to understand, and that's the difference between average net worth and median net worth. You might have heard the joke that if Jeff Bezos walked into a bar, the average net worth of everybody in there would be over $1 billion. And that's because average net worth simply takes into account everybody's net worth, then divides it by the amount of people. But that's why we need to look at the median, which is going to be much closer to the middle point of what everyone actually has. Usually the average is skewed a little bit higher because of those outliers like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, which drag the average up. And the median is a lot closer to the reality of what normal everyday people have. And we'll also be looking at the top 1% net worth by age, because we all know
200 grand is chump change.
Okay, let's start with your 20s. Now, finding reliable data below the age of 35 is actually a little bit challenging, probably because most people either haven't started working, are still in school, or just aren't reporting much income at all. But according to Empower, the average net worth of somebody in their 20s is just shy of six figures at $99,272, while the median net worth is just $6,980. Now, if we take a look at the top 1% net worth from age 25 to 29, it's over $600,000. And I know 99% of people don't have that much wealth at this age, but hopefully now you can see why the average gets so skewed. The main things that you need to focus on from age 18 to 29 are, first, opening a credit card, building your credit score, and being smart with it. This means not carrying a balance, not paying a dollar in interest, and understanding the basics of credit. Now, if you're a Dave Ramsey fan, you might hate that advice, but the reality is, in my case, building my credit score allowed me to buy my first rental property in my senior year of college. Now, the next thing you should do is build an emergency fund. That's where you set aside 3 to 6 months of your expenses just in case anything happens, and this is especially important if you're thinking about starting a business or jumping into real estate. I did both of these without an emergency fund. I started a business and jumped into real estate, and it made things 10 times more stressful. And I know personally, if I could go back, I probably would have saved a few extra $1,000 just to cause myself a little bit less of a headache. But that cushion, having that emergency fund, is going to allow you to take more risks and actually invest into your future. Now, once you do that, something that Dave and I are definitely going to agree on is building a budget. This is key to understanding your personal finances and actually progressing throughout your life. Lastly, you should open up and invest in a Roth IRA. If you don't remember, you contribute after-tax dollars, think money from your paycheck, and invest into a Roth IRA. And at retirement, you pull out all of the money all of the gains, all of the appreciation tax free. If you want to become a millionaire and you're 20 years old, all you need to do is invest $7 a day. That's it. A little bit goes a long way, especially when you're getting started. The key is just to start. Now let's look at from ages 35 to 44. The average net worth is over $500,000 and the median net worth is just $135,000. The top 1% from ages 35 to 39 is over $4 million and from ages 40 to 44 is over $8 million. Now this is really the time where people are starting businesses or hitting that critical point in their career, and it's really important to no longer have any bad debt. I personally classify anything as bad debt that has over a 6% interest rate because the stock market on average is going to return close to 10%. And as you get higher and higher on that interest rate paying bad debt, it's really not worth it to invest your money. It's better to just get the guaranteed return of paying off the debt, and then you'll have more money to save and ultimately invest and grow your wealth. Now, according to Fidelity, at age 35, you should have 2 times your income saved and invested. At age 40, you should have 3 times your income. And at age 45, you should have 4 times your income. Pretty much every 5 years, you need to add an entire extra income saved and invested into your retirement. Now, looking at the average net worth of someone who's age 45 to 54, it's just shy of $1 million, while the median is just shy of $250,000. And the top 1% now have well over $10 million. At this point, you're probably hitting your peak earnings, meaning you're making the most amount of money you'll ever make. You should be maxing out your retirement accounts and have around 4 to 7 times your salary saved and invested. Now, moving on to age 55 to 64, the average net worth is over $1.5 million, while the median net worth is just $364,000. And this is when you really need to be tracking your expenses, as retirement is right around the corner. The average retiree spends around $52,000 a year, but if you have the median net worth, you're not going to last very long, even if you account for Social Security, as people live longer and longer. Now, one of the reasons this group even has a $300,000 plus net worth is because of real estate. Their homes on average are worth $350,000. They owe $125,000, meaning 60% of their net worth comes from real estate. The biggest factor to why this group has any wealth at all is simply because they bought real estate in time past, meaning they were able to capture appreciation and pay down their house. And this is why I personally love real estate. If most people's net worth or wealth comes from buying a house, imagine if they had bought 2 or 5 or 10, their net worth would skyrocket. And personally, in my own life, when I look around at the wealthy people that I know, most of them own real estate, and that is a majority contributing factor of why they have any wealth at all. Real estate allows you to get leveraged appreciation. You maybe only own a small portion of the home, but all of the gains go to you. For example, if you bought a $200,000 house, put $50,000 down, and the home went up 25% in value to $250,000, you just made $50,000 or 100% on your money. Even though the house overall just went up 25%, your return would be 100%. That is leveraged appreciation. Real estate also provides tax benefits, and if you're renting it out, your tenants are going to be paying your mortgage, meaning you get debt pay down, and if you bought it right, you're going to get monthly cash flow on top of that. This is why I love real estate, and everybody should at least look into investing for themselves. Now, the last group is from age 65 to 74, because after age 75, the net worth actually decreases. And that makes sense because people are finally pulling from their retirement accounts and spending their money. But the average net worth in this bracket is almost $1.8 million, while the median net worth is just $409,000. Assuming the group is mostly retired, obviously you can still earn an income or make money or work at a job in retirement, but just going off that $409,000 net worth, using the 4% rule, which says you can safely withdraw 4% of your investments over a 30-year period without any risk of running out of money, you'd be able to withdraw $16,360 a year or $1,363 a month. Now, it actually gets even worse when you think about it, because most of their net worth is actually tied up in their house and isn't super liquid like cash or stocks. So in order to pull equity from their house, if they even wanted to do that, they would have to maybe pay fees or penalties or extra interest. So in reality, the number that they would receive monthly is much lower. This means for most people, they're not set up for retirement, and they're going to bank on Social Security and family and friends to help them out, or they're going to have to cut their lifestyle drastically. The truth is, while net worth is important and it's something that we all need to understand, What's more important is how much we keep and how much we invest. The reality is, if you have a career that earns a ton of income, you need to invest a ton of money if you want to keep up that lifestyle at retirement. And if you have a career that doesn't earn a ton of income, you need to be extremely frugal so you can actually have a healthy retirement. And if you're young like me, the key takeaway is to start investing today, because a little really does go a long way, and building those habits of budgeting, saving, and investing, especially in a Roth IRA, won't necessarily change your life today, but will set you up for the future. Like I said before, if you're age 20, you need to invest just $7 a day or $210 a month to retire a millionaire at age 60. But if you wait till you're 30, you now need to invest $500 a month. If you wait till you're age 40, you need to invest $1,500 a month to retire a millionaire. The key is to start investing early and to continually, consistently invest. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Drop me a like. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.